Good morning. Well, the gains continue for an eighth day in a row, with the Nifty 50 having opened at an all-time high today. At this point, the gains are muted. We're just about holding on to the green territory with gains of about 0.1%. But look at the number. The Nifty 50 opened at 15,629 today. And just a short while back, we were wondering whether we would breach the 15,000 mark, and we've risen significantly above that mark as of now. The overarching factors remain the same. We're still riding the wave of optimism that started when the number of COVID-19 daily cases started waning, and that continues to be the same as the optimism about the opening up of the economy gathers steam. Trade in Asia is supportive, but there's going to be cautiousness in global markets ahead of the US jobs data. A lot of people are looking at that to give them an indication as to whether or not the US economy is showing really concrete signs of picking up. Let's look at the Nifty 50 then, and the top gainer is Bajaj Auto at this juncture, gaining about 3% on the back of its May sales, having hit an all-time high in trade today. And no real story to tell in terms of the top gainers. You have the likes of ONGC, HDFC, Larsen & Toubro, Shree Cement, Bajaj Finance and SBI all gaining over 1%. And Reliance Industries gaining about 0.7%, losing just a tad bit of ground from the early minutes of trade, but it is still supporting the benchmark's move at this juncture and defending the green territory at this point. Among the losers, you have the metal counters that have had a volatile few days, in that yesterday they were the biggest gainers and they were the stars of yesterday's session, but today they're losing ground. You have the likes of Tata Steel that's down over 3%, JSW Steel down over 2%, you have Hindalco that's down 1%, so they're losing ground right now. Questions being asked and more doubts emerging about whether we are indeed in a commodity super cycle and whether prices will stay as elevated or even rise further than they are right now. I'm talking about the base commodities. Let's take a look at the broader markets then, and they're more or less keeping pace with the benchmarks at this juncture. In fact, doing just a tad bit better, up about 0.2% for both the small cap and the mid cap index. Critically, the India VIX is below 17, and that is considered to be supportive of the bullish trend that we've been seeing. Among the sectors, you have the metals pack that is the weakest link today, down about 1.7 odd percent. You have the Nifty Bank that is trading flat. You have auto that's doing reasonably well, FMCG that's up about 0.2%, media that's up about 1%, and well, the others not too much to speak about. But just pay attention to, of course, you had the GDP data that came out at the end of yesterday's session, actually at 5 o'clock, post 5 o'clock, and that was supportive. At the end of this week, of course, you're going to have monetary policy, so perhaps all eyes are going to be on that, whether the RBI is going to continue with its accommodative stance. So that's something to bear in mind. As of now, let's see if we can hold out for gains for another day. It would be the 8th day of gains for the Nifty 50.